So we all know that no two persons are exactly the same thing. And it's the same for people who are in a relationship. Because a man and a woman would not like the same thing. They wouldn't have the same personalities. And they wouldn't even dislike the same thing. So today's edition of MEETTHEADUS, we'll be talking about how we manage our differences. My name is Folasade.
And my name is Ayeni.
And together we are MEETTHEADUS.
Anyway guys, you gotta subscribe and we'd love you to please do by clicking the icon below, and you can also hit the notification bell so you can get to see all the videos we post from time to time. So let's get into it today. Isn't it amazing that in life you find a lot of things that find the likes distracted and the opposites attracted? And the same thing happens in relationships. Opposites always attract. I mean, my wife and I obviously are so opposite from one another.
Why is it so so?
Yeah, we are so opposite from one another. You're a woman, I'm a man. So how do you manage your differences when you're in a relationship? Remember the author that said men are from Mars and women are from Venus? Well, I think it's actually true. Because like this woman right here,
I'm from Zion.
She's so different from me, man.
I'm so from Zion. I'm not from any of
I mean, some things she does and I'm like, seriously? Why do you have to do that? I mean, I can't come to grips with that. I can't come to terms with it. It just blows my mind away. For instance, when my wife is done dressing up, she starts to dance in front of the mirror. And I'm asking myself, I don't know. Anyway, so those are some of the differences you find yourself encountering in a relationship. You find yourself having to deal with these things. So how do you respond to it? Yeah. Should the differences make you pack up and leave? Do you think that any couple will actually completely be totally alike?
No.
Why?
Well, there might be similarities, like things that both of them enjoy doing together. But even that, to get to that place, I mean, you must have, have to go through a lot of compromise to reach that point.
Of similarities?
Yeah.
But there are things we do together. Like we love to take ice cream together.
You just like to play naturally.
Tell me about it. Come on.
Okay, so the thing is, I mean, there's so many things that Ayeni and I do not, just farm on that.
I love to play video games. I love to watch animation cartoons.
Those things irritate me.
And she's like, why are you watching? Let's watch real people. It just makes me laugh when you say that. Let's watch real people. So there are many differences you'll find yourself in. For instance, one of our local dishes here, the swallow foods, I like to use my hands. I wash them, of course, before I start to eat. My wife likes to use cutlery, and every time, after how many years of marriage, every time I wash my hands to eat a meal or swallow, Shani will still say, why can't you use a cutlery? And I'm like, why can't you use it?
Never. Never ever.
No, I'm serious. I mean, it's better to use your hand. You can control the size of the muscle.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
So I'm sure differences would be one of the things you probably experience every day. So
sometimes that's why I'm not so comfortable staying with you and eating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm going to start eating right now. Anyway, so you see guys, differences will always show up, creep up every now and then. It's something that makes you a better off in your bond, because the more different you are, the more distinct you are as a couple. And that distinction is what makes you individualized, as well as makes your union even better harmonized. So don't ever see a difference as no, I don't like that, I don't want it. And many times we get into the mistake of trying to change the other person. She has tried to make me use cutlery to eat swallow so many times. How many times?
I can't count. But the truth is,
I'm still using my hand.
I think there's a thin line between managing those differences and getting irritated, because the person doesn't do what you like, and you're still like, why can't you just be normal, like in that sense?
Yeah.
For example, the times when my husband wants to play video games and he wants to watch cartoons, I'm usually very so sometimes I just walk away because I don't want to blow anybody. At that point, I don't want to break the TV. At times in my heart of hearts, I'm thinking I'm either going to do something to this TV, pack all the game CDs, pack the PS4, give it to charity.
Give it to charity? Oh no.
Because
Don't even try that.
Because I can't stand it. And then times when I'm even thinking of one of the things that we do.
Our sleep patterns, for instance.
Oh yeah.
She likes to go to bed early. I can work up all the way till 3, 4 in the morning.
And it's usually a struggle for him to wake up in the morning.
No, it's not a struggle.
It is a struggle.
It's just logical. If I sleep at 4 o'clock, that there's a higher tendency that I'll most likely wake up at 9.
Early to rise.
But you go to bed at 8 p.m. and probably you wake up at 2 a.m. So how am I to blame for that?
You can work. I feel like you can work in it. I personally think I would. And then some other differences that we have that we try to manage is I think I'm a planner. I like to structure things. Like for example, we want to go for grocery shopping. I like to write down the list. Anytime my husband decides to go on any shopping or anything, I'm always scared.
You're scared?
Because I'm like, this guy will just walk around the shelves and start picking things.
It's because there's plenty of money,
And then I'm like, do you need this? I mean, that's the difference between both of them. One major difference.
No, but because the way I function in that regard is because I see those things, and immediately I see the object, I connect it with a need in the house, and then it just it just connects. There's a spiritual something that goes on.
But I think as couples, we just need to learn how to manage these differences, because these people have lived like this almost all their lives.
Yeah.
So I can't just come and break the video game. I can't come and. A few times I've posted on social media, what do you do when your husband likes it? Some persons will say, try and like what they do. To be honest, I'm not in that phase yet. Even if I desire, I don't know if I desire, but I wish I could learn how to play video game. I wish I could learn how to watch cartoons and enjoy it. I don't even imagine. I can't remember growing up and really watching cartoons. Like maybe I grew up so early, or I just grew up fast because I can't stand it. But sometimes maybe the ones with the CGI, I tend to enjoy that sometimes.
And that is a key point for couples out there. So you're watching, you're like, okay, guys, I can relate to what you guys are dealing with. Me, I like this. My husband doesn't like this. I like this. My wife doesn't like this. One of the 3 things, or the 3 steps that you need to take to be able to handle this is, number 1, you need to recognize your differences. If you don't recognize it, it's hard for you to be able to know the next thing to do. All right. Recognition is just acknowledging that, okay, my wife doesn't like this, I like this, and it's just simple as ABC.
And it's okay.
And it doesn't make either of you bad or good, all right? Because she's grew up for, like she said, many years of her life that way. I've grown up many years of my life this way. It's going to be really hard, and not just an overnight transition that you will find to come for us to come together into one unison and harmony. The next thing you need to do after you recognize it is to accept it. And that is where a lot of people have problems. People do not accept the differences of the other, but we try to change the other. And see, you can't change another individual. You really can't. You can inspire them to want to take that process of change, but really they have to do the changing themselves. So you get frustrated when you try to change the individual, because my wife has tried many times to change it, but I might frustrated you.
I know, when you say I've tried, you make me feel like a bad person.
No, you're not a bad person. I already said it now. You cannot be bad or good. But sometimes even on my phone, maybe in my spare time, I'm just trying to while up and I'm playing some puzzle games. You go like, are you sure this thing is really helping your brain? Like you say. So the 3rd step that you need to do is to celebrate each other's differences, right? Just so when you recognize it, you accept it, that okay, this is how this person is, and then you celebrate it. Sometimes I just tease her about her dancing, like my wife, she can talk about one thing like 1 million times. call it atenuma.
Wow.
Well, that's what it means in our local dialect. You know, she can just say it over and over and over and over again. I probably would just say that once. So hey, I tease her about it. I call her nicknames on it. I don't make her feel bad. I don't make her feel bad about it, but we celebrate it. So that way, we make each other comfortable in our differences, and then we start to shift grounds. So gradually, she likes to watch local home video Bollywood movies. I personally don't really like them. So it's like, yeah, that's the truth. So now I start to sit down with her, we watch it, you know, and I notice sometimes now when I'm watching some cartoon, she sits down, even though it's just like 5 minutes before she complains, but at least she's trying. So those are some of the things you can do to what? I appreciate that you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so those are the things that we do, you know, to manage the differences in marriage. It could be even as sharp as per se even your religious biases.
Yeah.
You know, so
but fortunately for us, really,
we don't have that. Yeah, we don't have that. But yours could be as marked as that, you know, because some people might be having this religious point of view or that, or even in the same religious school of thought, and you have different belief systems.
Exactly.
One person believes in giving, another person doesn't believe in giving. All of those differences can, you know, also choke the marriage. So even though ours may seem trivial, like, oh, these are the differences we have, it doesn't look so big.
It does look big because what I'm trying to say is that some of these differences, we're not saying that you should overlook them because they matter.
No. They matter.
They matter.
No matter how small it is. Oh, this person likes to sleep on the right, this person likes to sleep on the left. These are all differences. Okay, so differences can be as little as that and can be as major as that. So what are the things that you need to know whether you're as a couple, you guys are agreed on, because your similarities should be more than your differences.
Exactly.
And there are certain things that you guys shouldn't compromise on.
Yeah.
Can I just pause to say that?
Oh, thank you. Continue what you're saying.
Okay. So the differences that you need to make, the similarities, beg your pardon, that you need to make sure that you guys are agreed on is number one, your belief system about faith. You guys have to be similar in that regard. Because if you don't, that is one of the things that can cripple your family. Your belief system about family, your concept of family.
Like number of children,
how you want to raise your children, kind of school you want your children to go. Yes, there might be some biases.
Run your family.
Exactly, but you know, you guys have to make sure that there's a large share of similarities in there, because you have to work as a team to raise your kids. Number three, your money. Yeah, because money elicits emotional responses, and so there has to be that coordination. Okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. I am
the chip in.
I am the spender.
Exactly.
She's the saver.
Yeah. I just want to say that.
Yeah, so you said it now.
Yeah.
I just good. So I was spender. She's the saver. She's the saver, and obviously I'm sure you guys can tell, like when I go grocery shopping, I tend to want to just pick stuff off the shelf, and she's just getting a fit. So what we do to harmonize and, you know, make the differences work, she makes the list, sends it to me, I follow the list, even though sometimes I add a little extra. So I still try to follow the list, so I have a justification to say I did this, I did that. So guys, just try to work around all of these things. Make sure you recognize it, you accept it, you celebrate it, and then you can start to adjust it. If you don't do those three before you start adjusting, it'll be a tug of war and it might be frustrating.
So if you could, I mean, over time, I believe that you've watched so many of our videos, so you can pick one or two differences that you observed with both of us. I'd like you to also drop that as well.
Well, first difference that's very glaring. She's pretty, I'm not. Yes, I've made you lost for words.
Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to the video, like, and drop your comments as usual. We love to hear from you.
And thank you to all of you that are sending comments. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for everyone that subscribed so far. It's so encouraging.
I'm just loving it.
Alright guys, see you next time.
We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
In the meantime, about that kiss.
No. Bye.